Imagine a man who murdered children, mutilated their bodies, and smiled about it in court. His crimes were so gruesome, even seasoned detectives had to walk out of the room. This isn't a horror story. This was real. His name was Andrei Chikatilo, Russia's most terrifying serial killer, known as the Butcher of Rostov. And his story will leave you disturbed long after the video ends. Andrei Chikatilo was born in 1936 in a small Ukrainian village during one of the worst famines in Soviet history. His early life was marked by starvation, war, and cruelty. Some say his older brother was kidnapped and eaten by neighbors during the famine. Whether that's true or not, it shaped Andrei's obsession with death and control. He was shy, awkward, and constantly bullied. As an adult, he struggled with impotence, fueling deep rage and self-hatred. But he hid it well. He got a job as a school teacher, even got married, and appeared to be a quiet, harmless man. But inside, something monstrous was brewing. In 1978, Chikatilo made his first kill, a 9-year-old girl named Yelena. He lured her into an abandoned shack, assaulted her, and stabbed her repeatedly. Her body was dumped in a river, but Chikatilo wasn't caught. Instead, another man was falsely accused and executed for the murder. This success gave Chikatilo a sense of power. Over the next 12 years, he would kill again and again and again. Most of his victims were young runaways or children. Many were never even missed. He stabbed, mutilated, and even cannibalized some of them. Every murder became more brutal than the last. For years, the Soviet authorities refused to believe a serial killer could even exist. It didn't fit the image of the perfect communist state. So Chikatilo kept killing, sometimes right under their noses. Bodies were found in forests, train stations, even near schools. Eventually, one detective, Viktor Burakov, refused to let it go. He noticed patterns, the wounds, the victim profiles, the locations. A task force was formed, but catching Chikatilo was difficult. He was meticulous. He changed his methods, moved locations, and didn't fit any profile the KGB had. It wasn't until 1990, when he returned to the scene of one of his murders, that they finally caught him. In 1992, Chikatilo stood trial for 53 murders. But what truly horrified the world was how he acted in court. He laughed, he smiled, he ranted about nonsense and exposed himself. Authorities had to keep him inside a metal cage during the trial to protect the public and themselves. The families of his victims sat feet away as he grinned and mocked the process. It wasn't justice, it was a circus. Chikatilo was sentenced to death. And in 1994, he was executed with a single gunshot behind the right ear. Andrei Chikatilo was one of the most brutal killers in modern history, but his crimes went unchecked for years because people refused to see what was right in front of them. Evil doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it looks like a quiet, balding man in a suit. If you want more stories like this, subscribe and let me know in the comments. Which serial killer should we cover next? And remember, trust your instincts. You never know what someone might be hiding.